Okay, good evening, everyone. It's 6 o'clock, May 15th, 2017. It's time to call the City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Abbott?
Yeah.
Mr. Alt? Mr. Austin?
Here.
Mr. Edgers?
Here.
Mr. Fox?
Here.
Mr. Buchan?
Here.
Mr. Wertz?
Here.
Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Mr. Works, with prayer and pledge, please.
Everyone bow their head. Father, let us remember the men and women in uniform around the world that protect our freedoms. Father, be with our first responders, the fire and police departments that work to protect our citizens of Franklin, and all of our city workers who make Franklin an awesome city. Allow us to make good decisions on the items before the council tonight. Be with the mayor and the council as we handle these fiduciary responsibilities. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, announcements, presentations, public comments. First off, we have Richie Scott, completed a community service project raising money for K9 Vest and would like to present 3 vests to the police department. Chief O'Sullivan, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. As the mayor stated, Richie Scott did do a community project to raise money to get 3 K9 vests for our police officers. And this was part of the project to earn his black belt. So I'd like to, at this time, ask that Richie, his dad Rich, his mom Melinda, and his instructor Rose Myers come forward, and also our K9 officers, Officer Coy, Officer Dahl, and Officer Krause, come forward, please. And just so everybody knows, the K9s themselves are here. I thought maybe with the target-rich environment, we might do that in the parking lot afterwards. That's where we'll have our photographs. So, before we make the presentation of the vest, with permission of the instructor, I have one announcement. As stated, the monies raised for this community project was try to earn his black belt. That's one portion of it, because his instructor asked that all of them do something to earn their advanced belts this community related. It's supposed to be announced Wednesday, but I'm proud to announce that he earned his black belt. Said, if I could have the K9 officers come forward, and then if you could make the presentation to the vest. So for Officer Thor, that's going to Officer Coy. And for Officer Stinger, that goes to Officer Krause. And for Officer Pepper, it goes to Officer Dahl. That's a lot of hard work, and it's very much appreciated. I know our officers appreciate it, and I very much appreciate it. So thank you so much.
And I also know on behalf of the city council, they appreciate it, and hopefully you'll grow up to be one of our officers someday.
I've already recruited him. You have some pictures? Do you have something you'd like to say?
Yes.
Commissioner Council?
Sure.
Thank you for being here today. I'm Richie Scott, and I'm a fourth grader at Creekside Elementary and a student at Pilsen ATM Martial Arts Academy. I'm earning my black belt in Taekwondo. As a part of earning my black belt, I had to complete a community service project. I chose to raise funds to purchase tactical vests for the K9 officers on the Franklin Police Department. My goal was to get one vest, but with the help of my parents and wonderful instructors, Mr. and Mrs. Myers and Miss Crystal, my fundraiser was a huge success. I would like to present each of the canine officers with their own vest and a few other small items. Thank you for protecting our community.
Want to go to the canines? Let's do it.
I don't know, Mayor, he may be after your job.
I'll tell you, that's pretty awesome. You know, whenever you see that, it puts faith back in the community. So it's really appreciated that we have kids that will do stuff like that. Okay, moving forward, Franklin Heritage Preservation Awards. We always look forward to this every year too, Mr. Chiller.
I'm Ron Schultz with Franklin Heritage and the Artcraft Theater, and I learned one thing is you never want to follow kids or canines. So I doubled up on those. This is actually one of the best things that I get to do is to present these awards, because these folks have put in countless hours, blood, sweat, and tears in fixing up their homes, restoring them, and businesses as well. But what most people don't know is we've been doing these preservation awards since 1998. We've been giving out at least 7, sometimes 10 awards each year. There are not a lot of communities that can say that. And with that, that means over 100 properties in Franklin have been improved enough to win the awards. And some of these, we had more award winners than we have awards, so they'll carry over to the next year. Again, I don't think it's any coincidence that this coincides with the resurgence of the downtown. I think it goes hand in hand. And again, you've got some great folks that have either lived here, moved here, and invested here. And you think about some of these projects we're going to see tonight. There's a significant investment that has been made to our town because of this. Because of that, as well as people who are traveling through town see this, we have more folks who are buying properties here and moving here, or moving their businesses here. I think that's a pretty amazing thing that Franklin should be very happy with. The other thing is the monies that are put into these. It's typically local contractors. They're using local materials, so that money stays here in the city, or at least within the county. Again, I think that's another big positive. So with that, I'd like to ask Mayor Steve if you would come down here and help us pass out these awards to these very deserving folks. So we'll pop up on the screen here. Our first award is the Best New Construction in an Existing Historic Neighborhood. And we could think of nothing better than the barn at Crystal Springs Farm. So let's bring up Jenny and Linda. And if you have not been here, this is an event venue that will bring more and more folks to Franklin. It is something that is completely unique, one of a kind that we don't have. And so I know that will bring more business to Franklin. And again, thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Linda, for all your efforts on that.
we're trying to get the pictures while we, yeah, so that's why we come up.
Our next category is Best Adaptive Reuse of an Existing Historic Structure. This is more of a mid-century modern facility, and I thought they did a very nice job of working within that framework and still highlighting what it is they do. So I'd like to invite the folks from Jones and Anderson CPA Group, our J. Scott Jones or Alan Anderson here. Here we go. Give them a nice round of applause. One of the great things about some of with our community development monies and our redevelopment commission and our Franklin Development Commission is that we have more folks now that are invested in helping to get design standards so that when people are getting ready to fix up their properties, they have someone that can help them see what this could look like when it's restored. Danny is one of the folks who helps out with some of the SketchUp on it, and that it has really helped in getting our properties to look so much better. So again, thank you to Jones and Anderson for their great job on that. The next one is the best renovation of an existing historic structure. Well, that's going to go to Chad and Lori Prince on 60 Martin Place. Come on up here. So these are perennial award winners. They are typically on our home tours and have an amazing ability to get them finished up.
Sorry.
I suppose right before the home tours, and they just do a great job of showing the history of it. And the past year's home tour was so well attended, but there was like a video screen in almost every room showing you, here's the detail, here's what we dug up, here's some of the history, here's what it's going to look like. And that helps educate other folks who are thinking, do I really want to get into a historic project? And because of Chad and Lori, they do. So thank you so much. Our next one is the best addition to an existing historic structure, and that's Girls Inc. with Sonia Ware McGuire. Come on up here. What's that? Yeah, one of the other things we want to talk about is the facade grants and the availability of these, and that has, with the help of the FDC, has advanced a lot of these projects downtown and in the neighborhoods to allow them to be able to do this. Come on up here. Absolutely.
Well, first of all, we couldn't have done this without the city, and getting the Franklin Development Corporation grant has been huge for us to do this, so we appreciate that very much. And also, I would just give a plug out, you're going to get formal invitations, but on July 25th, we're going to have a ribbon cutting and open house to kick off this beautiful remodeling and renovation that we've done, and it's going to be from 4 to 6, and the mayor's going to be there at 4:15 to do a ribbon cutting ceremony, so you're welcome to join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And this is a gorgeous 1870s Italianate. It sits on a very prominent corner, and to see this brought back to life again is really stunning. All right. Another amazing piece of history that sits right on Main Street, and this is going to be given the best continued use of an existing historic structure. That would be the Johnson County Museum of History. Would David Pfeiffer and Linda Town, you want to come up here and collect your hardware? This building was originally constructed for the Masons, and back in the early 20s, and then later on was converted over into this beautiful facility for a museum. And if you have not been inside of this building, it is truly remarkable, and it is just one of those, it needs more folks to see it and use it. So congratulations on the continued use on that. Our next award winner it's called our Natural Beauty Award, and it's taking a house that has all of its existing windows and doors, and that they haven't changed a whole lot. What they've done is improve the outside by painting, by fixing and maintaining these properties. So the Natural Beauty Award goes to Dave and Jill Dilk. If we can invite them up here. 200 North Home. And again, this is another corner property, and so when you're driving through town, these things pop up, they get your attention, and to have so many of these great corner properties fixed up and restored, again, it just helps in terms of the folks coming through town going, what a beautiful town this is. This past weekend we had over 1,500 people through the doors over at the theater, but so many of them were not from Franklin, were not from Johnson County, and they kept talking about what is it about this town? How are you getting all of this kind of stuff done? You have such beautiful architecture here, and a lot of it again starts with these folks who have fixed up their homes and businesses. All right, the next one is the Little Charmer, and this is about as cute as a button is, and it is on 654 North Walnut Street. This was also on our home tour, and it's just from the street, from all around when we went through the home tour, just a beautiful, beautiful little house. And I don't know, are Zach and Ruby here? They are. They're sitting right next to me. Yay. And it takes some moxie to go, hey, would you like to be on the home tour? By the way, it's only in a couple months. Is that going to be a problem? And having people fix all these things up. And Zach and Ruby were right in there, your champions, so nicely done. Okay, and then the last award here is the best use of salvaged materials in a renovation. This is a newer award for us, but we've had a number of downtown businesses and houses that have come to the Architectural Salvage Shop, Madison Street Salvage, and use that in their shops. And we just thought Tiffany and George had done a magnificent job of doing, of showcasing what you can do with architectural salvage. So let's give Tiffany a nice round of applause. And again, bringing more people to Franklin. Tiffany was at our movie To Kill a Mockingbird. She was there selling books and t-shirts and things. And she's just one of the cutest new merchants here in town with her little shop. I mean, everybody loves that bookstore, but she has got a great story behind it, and that is, is evidenced by how many folks are finding out about her. My goal is that she's going to be in a bigger spot sometime soon. So, but please, if we can give them all a nice round of applause. And thank you, Mayor. Thank you, the council, for all of your standing by us, the many programs that are available now to all of these different folks, whether that's the Redevelopment Commission, whether that's the Franklin Development Corporation. All of these programs help incentivize and make these things happen. And because we're doing that, it has made a great, great difference. Thank you, Krista, thank you, Ron, for all of those hours that they put in doing all of this, because it does make a difference. Thank you.
And thank you to Franklin Heritage for all that you do to make all this happen. And if you guys didn't have this vision a few years ago, I don't know that this would all be here. So thank you.
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Oh, we got a buddy. Good to see you. How are you?
Okay, is there any more announcements, presentations, comments? Ronnie, you had one earlier about strawberries on the square.
Are we there? So Strawberries on the Square is May 26th. The evening before is Colts Fan Fest. They'll be here in the evening for everyone to come out and see Colts and Colts cheerleaders at Blue. And then the farmer's market has opened. So every Saturday morning from 8 to 12, the farmer's market is open.
Thank you. Any more? Hearing none, that moves us to consent agenda.
Move to approve common council minutes from May 1st, 2017.
Second.
Second by Mr. Eggers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving into old business.
Move to read all old business by title only.
Second. Second by Mr. Austin. Okay, this will be a public hearing. Common Council Budgetary Ordinance Number 17-06, repealing and replacing budgetary. Make a motion. Oh, we have a motion to vote by title only. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, this will be a public hearing. Common Council Budgetary Ordinance Number 17-06, repealing and replacing Budgetary Ordinance Number 16-17, fixing and authorizing the payment of certain salaries and appointment of officers, appointed officers and employees of year 2017. Okay. Yes. This is a public hearing, so you might have a motion to, do we need a motion to open the public hearing?
No, you just simply call.
Okay, this is public hearing.
Speak for.
Speak for, speak against, any comments? Hearing none. Close public hearing. Now open it up to council.
Mayor, I have a question. On the ordinance 1706, all of the salaries that you have recommended are included. And in new business, ordinance 1710 is specific to the community development director's package.
Okay. Why we do not have to appropriate any more money for the one for the community development salaries. There wasn't enough money in the budget for that. The engineering, that position was vacant for a while, so there was money that was there that was not being spent. So that would merely cover what it is this year.
If we approve this, are we also going to vote on the 1710?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then the same thing with the public relations director. That position was vacant for a while, so there's money there to cover that. Community development director was not, and that's why the other one down is down in new business. Does that make sense to everyone?
That makes sense. The only question I have is on, Richard was talking about on 1710, that being a new business, does that have to be advertised? Or can we act on it tonight?
That one is an ordinance. That one,
Has to read.
yeah, it will come back. That will be introduced tonight. The one that we're talking about now can be approved tonight.
Well, But I think what Richard's question is, if you approve it, that's the salary level you approve, then your budget doesn't necessarily have to be paid, but that's correct.
Yeah, but even if you did the 1706 now, I mean, the additional appropriation wouldn't even need to be had until the end of the year, so it really doesn't affect anything.
Correct.
If there's no further questions, I would make a motion to approve common council budgetary ordinance 17-6.
We have a motion by Austin, second by Adam. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Wertz was opposed. Okay, moving on to the next one is also public hearing. Common Council Budgetary Ordinance number 17-11, an additional appropriation from rainy day 400 in the amount of $314,000 for the purpose of fire truck and fire equipment. I will go into a little detail here and then we'll open it up for public comment. Fire truck and equipment that we've identified is around $737,923. What we're asking for is from the rainy day fund, $314,000. The fire medic fund will pick up the $19,540. The CCD fund, we're asking to get, which is already appropriated, we can get $200,000 from it. And then tomorrow, we're going to ask the RDC for $200,000, and if they turn that down, we will come back and ask for the remainder to come out of the rainy day or find it somewhere else if possible. So with that being said, is there any questions, comments for the public hearing? Hearing none, we'll close public hearing. Any questions from the council?
Yeah, I do. Chief, this is probably more directed towards you. Is the fire truck in disrepair? I mean, are we needing to get a new one because of insurance reasons? I mean, what's the?
Kind of the one we replaced with the 1991 KME that was sold at auction here last week.
Right.
You know, that truck, typically a fire truck can last 8 years as a frontline truck, and then another, 5-7 years as a reserve truck. We're behind. You know, we talked about this before. We got a 2003, we got a 2005, we haven't even talked about. So what we're trying to do is we got rid of the 1991, it was beyond repair. The 2001 that this truck's going to replace will be our primary reserve truck.
It's a flex truck, not dedicated specifically for pumping or this, that, the other. It's a flex use truck.
The reserve truck?
No, the truck that we're purchasing.
No, it's another 1,000-gallon engine. It's almost, it's a brother to what we got already, the 2009, 2001. It's a fire engine, 1,000 gallons of water.
Okay.
A lot of this, it's statistics. How long does a fire truck last? Well, if we're doing 4,000 runs a year, another city's doing 6, one truck's going to last the other. But what you run into is just buying parts for these trucks anymore. We spend roughly $11,000 out of my budget, and I'm just guessing this number, I kind of remember, from the 03 and the 05, getting rid of the halogen or the light bulbs and go to LEDs. Because you can't find light bulbs anymore, you can't find rotators. We played heck trying to find a lens on an 09 truck, because everybody's switching over to LEDs and stuff. So, just as we're trying to keep this fleet on the road, it's not like a Mustang that you can still go find parts from a 67 Mustang that some manufacturer's still making it. These are custom built fire trucks.
Yeah, I can understand how they would be.
Yeah, it's, the
Pretty specific.
engine, the motors, the Cummins motor, they're going to make parts for that for, forever. But it's that little nickel dime stuff that's slowly coming up and getting us. Just for instance, today we had we raised the cab up to check the motor and get the cab down. So So we had to call Donnelly's and the electronics, they found some bad wiring and that's the old one truck that were within the reserves. But you know what, that's
This,
17 years old.
this new truck's gonna replace the apparatus that the town probably built last year, correct?
Yes.
Now, it's in the shop, just not in service for about a week or so at a time.
Yeah, and a lot of it is just the downtime these trucks are taking. You know why, trucks are gonna break, we understand that. But, you know, when you have to order parts and, you know, manufacturers are slow getting parts in, and there's games the manufacturers are playing right now. That's no one's fault, none of our fault. But, you know, when it's down weeks at a time, that's what hurts us. You know, today, we dodged a bullet, it was a quick fix. They was able to come down, replace the electrical sensor on it, find the wiring and fix the wiring on it, get the truck back in service. But when it goes in the shop for weeks, and you know, we lost our reserve truck. When that pumper tender last year, when we found the cracks in the frame rail, and it, you know, could have been fixed. Oh yeah, you can fix anything, but are you gonna dump, you know, $300,000-$400,000 in a truck that we got what, $3,300 for at the auction?
No, I understand that these manufacturers aren't, there's not a dozen of them that you can just call up and get price quotes on. So I mean, I get that, obviously public safety is paramount, but I just want to make sure we're getting the full use out of all these vehicles that we can.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, been on 18 years, almost 18, and we are getting the miles out of our trucks.
Where's this one going to be stationed at?
I'm sorry.
Where's this one going to be parked?
Station 21. They're behind Taco Bell.
Okay, gotcha.
They're on Main Street.
Yeah. Not long.
And you know, and we're using Kai and Dwayne out of the city garage as much as we can to fix these trucks. And you know, we shop around. We had a brake problem the other day on a truck that took it out of service. Like it hit Friday night. Whiteland Tire got south big time. Came in on Saturday, they put on brand new brakes on the rear end of the truck. You got it on the road.
But this truck here, I mean, me and you have talked about this for almost 18 months on this particular truck here. So we're just now finally getting a chance to pull the trigger.
You know, it's sad. These trucks, you know, like $600,000, $7,000 this truck. You know, another $100,000 for loose equipment. You know, we talk the aerial, that's going to be over $1 million to replace that truck. And that's the 03. You know, we get 20 years out of the truck. But that's going to be here before we know it.
Chief, I just hope we get to a time and place in the fire department where we're not taking a ladder truck to the Walmart parking lot for a fender bender.
Yes.
Those flex trucks that I mentioned earlier, I think it's time for us to invest in those type of vehicles where we're not taking that ladder out for a fender bender. So, with all that said, Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve Town Council Budgetary Ordinance 17-11.
Second. Motion by Austin, second by Abbott. Is there any more questions before we vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you, Chief. Okay, Common Council Budgetary Ordinance number 17-12, an additional appropriation from the Police and Fire Grants 230 in the amount of $1,215.70 by the Fire Department. Chief.
Jane, correct me if I'm wrong, this was just we applied for a grant, we bought the license plate grant, and we bought gloves and safety glasses. The money's already been spent, this is just, what, cleaning up paperwork on.
Correct. We have the money now, we need to appropriate the money to be able to spend.
And I want to thank Captain Matt Call for working on that. You know, I call it free money, it wasn't for, you know, I'll take $1,000 all day long.
Mayor, make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, before we do, we already have a motion by Austin and Wertz, but it is open for public hearing also before we vote. Does anybody have anything to say? Hearing none, closing public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, Chief. Okay, that gets us to new business.
Motion to read all new business by title only.
Second.
Second by Austin. All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, common council budgetary ordinance number 17-10, an additional appropriation from the general fund, an amount of $10,931 for community development salaries and benefits. This is for introduction. That's the one that we slightly discussed. When I become mayor, I think that our community development director, I know it's just for introduction, but I know it's a lot of times we'll go ahead and talk about it early so we can have the questions later. If they come back, they're not all answered tonight. I use our community development director different than in the past. I know I've heard the statement of 2 people, but it takes care of the RDC, the FDC, the EDC, community development, economic development, and there was just a couple Saturdays ago that we worked on a Saturday taking care of some business. So there's a lot more to it than maybe what it looks like. So just putting that out there, and that's where we're at. So anybody wants to chime in or wait till next week? That's our next council meeting. That's fine too. This is introduction tonight.
Mayor, just to let you know, I'm in full support of Ms. Lincoln's race. I think she's doing amazing work. She's been doing amazing work, and now she's being used, in my opinion, to her full capacity. So I appreciate what she does for the city.
I'd also like to add what Ken said, that we've been doing the budget how many years now, and we'll try to correct that. I think it's well,
That's the
that's it.
Anybody else?
I'll just weigh in. From an RDC standpoint, appreciated working with Krista the last several years. One of the things I tried to do when I became president of the RDC was get her more involved in the actual administration of the RDC as opposed to kind of being, I won't even say, but I think she's kind of really holds it all together for us. And I also know that she does the same thing with the Franklin Development Corporation. And I think the city's getting good use for the money it's spending on this position.
absolutely.
Anybody else? Okay, hearing nothing else, that was introduction on, next introduction, Common Council Budgetary Ordinance number 17-13. An additional appropriation to appropriate money from the Riverboat Fund in the amount of $50,000 for mowing and landscaping. Chip, I think, is not here, but what this is from, we do get funds from the Riverboat Lawrenceburg, and those funds can be used, I know with all of our new greenway space and all the landscaping that we put in the last few years, we got to figure out either we contract it out or we pay for it by hiring people, and I think at this time it's probably better use to contract it out when we have funds that are there to be used for that. So that's what that one's about. Again, does anybody have any comments they want to make tonight?
I can't believe we get money from the riverboat. We only got down the street.
Hurricane Creek, or ditch.
We're a big port city.
Instead it dries up, we get to put a riverboat down there.
Still got that narrow ditch, creek coming.
Okay, hearing nothing else, we will go to Common Council Budgetary Ordinance number 17-14, an additional appropriation from the Facade Grant Fund in the amount of $67,822.35 for the purpose of reimbursing the FDC for the purchase of awnings and closing out the facade grant. Clerk Treasurer, Ms. Jane Rhodes.
Yes, sir. The grant, the facade grant is over, everything's paid for. It was one of the grants where we had to have some community match. And the FDC was kind enough to help us out with that match. Clerk Treasurer's office was the administrator and paid the bills that came in. Now, since that is closed out, we are going to refund that amount of money back to the FTC.
Any questions on that one? Okay, again, that's introduction only. Okay, this one here, we can move forward. Request approval of our yearly tax abatement compliance reports. Community Development Specialist, Ronnie Oliver, thank you.
Lots to. These were due February 28th. This letter was dated April 21st. So these are the last ones. They were actually due today, but I've talked to the auditor and the assessor, and they'll accept me as long as I get these signed tonight. I can bring them in tomorrow morning. So right at the edge of the due date. Both their Tippman phases 1 through 3, actually phase 1 has expired, so 2 and 3, and then phases 4 through 6. All of the numbers, they meet everything, and actually they exceed all of the numbers from their SB1. Substantially.
Yeah, it was a unanimous decision at the Economic Development Commission to approve a recommendation to the City Council.
I'll move for the approval of the compliance reports.
Second.
Okay, motion by Hugo, second by Mr. Fox. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none.
All right. Thanks.
Is there any other business?
Mayor, if you guys could keep my sister-in-law on your prayers, she's really shutting down and not doing very well. And my wife's over there now, and I'll be leaving here tomorrow. My daughter's there, so she's just in a really bad spot. So you guys can keep her in your prayers, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Be safe on your travels. Council member comments. Mr. Adams?
And I just like, the only comment I have is Farmers Market opened up this past Saturday, but it was beautiful, good showing. Didn't see Ronnie underneath a towel or a blanket, trying to stay dry and warm, as it was last year. But I look forward, Marty, doing good, good season this year.
Anything else, Mr. Austin?
I'm happy.
Okay. Mr. Dugan?
No.
Mr. Woods?
There will be an RDC meeting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And Joe, there's going to be a...
Yeah, I forgot that we have a planning commission meeting tomorrow night here at 7 p.m.
Mr. Ayers?
I have nothing.
Mr. Fox?
Just a quick update for the rest of the council to let you know that the salary review committee has been meeting. We have, at this point, we have found who our sister cities are in the state of Indiana, and we've pinpointed we're using actually 13 of them. 12 of them are just like us. We've thrown in the city of Greenwood because we know everybody's just going to say, well, how about Greenwood? Well, they're not anything like us when you compare them to us number-wise, but we are going to include them in that group. So we have 13 cities that we currently are in the process of gathering all of their salary data from. And so soon we'll be able to give you a report that'll show you the salary data from those 13 cities. We'll have a high, we'll have a low, and we'll have a median for that. And then we'll have all of our city employees as well, so we can look at that as a comparison. And that's really was our goal, and we're close to that. Hopefully within the next 30 days, we have that certified. The other part of that is that we have collected all the job descriptions. There's only one really new one. There's been some tweaking to some of those, and I spoke to Ms. Gray, and we're going to do a little review of that, and there will be a Board of Works blanket approval of all those job descriptions, probably next month. So.
Thank you. Ms. Rhodes? Hearing none, I think we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second by Austin, thanks by Mr. Ayers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?